From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Well, here we go again. The Grandpa and Pappy Show is on the air, and we welcome all of you in to our show.
Hope you had a good week, I do, by God.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Grandpa. This here's Pappy.
That's right.
And we host this show so that your voice can be heard on different topics of the day.
We're listening.
And as Pappy always likes to say, we are listening, and the silent majority will be heard one way or the other.
That's right.
That's it. We welcome you in. A lot of things going on in our great country. The Looney Tunes keeps going on up there in Washington, D.C. That's it. That's all, folks.
I have a feeling it's not all, folks.
Well,
more to come.
If they keep doing what they're doing, that will be all for the United States of America.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trying to spread the coronavirus scare again.
Yeah.
For those of you who have been vaccinated, don't worry about it. I'm not. For those of you who haven't and you don't want to,
don't worry about it either. Yeah,
that's it. Good for you. That's your privilege.
I don't worry about it.
That's your right. But anyway,
right.
I've got a lot of things to talk about today, and your opinions on the Grandpa and Pappy Show are the most important things. Pappy, we're going to start off with something you posted on our Facebook page.
I couldn't help myself.
That
I've been
shall we say?
I've been out of Facebook jail too long. I couldn't help myself.
Shall we say it gathered a lot of colorful opinions
and a few yucks too.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
I posted the same thing when Obama was in office. So.
Yeah. Well, segment 1 deals with the fact that a new poll says that former President Obama ranked as the greatest president ever.
As Pappy O'Donnell will say.
Shall I do crickets?
Yeah, put the crickets in.
Why not?
Well, you guys had some great comments. And we're not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna get right to the comments because some of you guys should be a comic writer.
Oh man,
like Russell Wheeler. Russell Wheeler gave a big BS, as did Steve Austin.
Shitting of the bull.
That's right. Alice Marie Nielsen said that is comical and has to be fake news. Rudy Torres just laughed and said he was a POS.
He's a pass.
A pass.
Debbie McGowan Howard said nope, and Angela Jones McHone said he made me nauseated. Sandy Layla Armistead said wait, according to who? Definitely not me. Carrie Christensen said ha ha, and Tommy Parker said nope. Jerry Yates said that made me spit out my coffee.
Speaking of which, I think I'll have some.
That's right.
I think I will.
Rena Golden says he was the start of all of this crap. Lisa Seeley said, what a joke. And Frank Valls said, worse. You mean besides the man in office now? Lynette Hill said, seriously? Do what? And Tracy Sanchez said, what a joke.
Just as Lois Hoffmeyer said, what a joke. The worst president, right along with creepy pedophile Dementia Joe. Sherry Anderson said it was the greatest con ever played on Americans in our lifetime. Is more like it. Carlos Zavala up in Victoria agreed with Sherry. He and Biden, what a joke.
Yeah, what a joke. That is
what a joke.
That is putting it mildly.
I don't think it's funny at all myself.
Well, Lois Hoffmeyer kind of agreed with Tracy, she said, what a joke. The worst president, right along with Creepy Joe. And then Debbie Armstrong Lowe
was already read.
Said that is a joke.
He's getting old.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Ken Adams said he destroyed our country. Jack Kinsey said BS. And John Stewart Price said he took the TU out of POTUS, President of the United States. Tommy Woosley McGowan said that is utter BS.
By God.
And we have cleaned that up for all the children listening today.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
You're already welcome. Cheryl Caswell Richards said BS. He's the most hated man in America, maybe, or the man who hates America the most. That's probably more like it, Cheryl. He's an evil, racist man. Cindy Gale Roberts Thomas asked, compared to who? I don't know anyone who feels this way.
Cindy Gale. I got to get you on the show, Cindy.
Yeah.
That's great. Sabrina Monk Drabing said, this is all lies. Tammy Doyle Young said, it was not my vote. And Tim Cox said, nor was it mine. Ruth Ann Rutherford said, I didn't vote for this or him. And Shirley Mills said, I didn't vote for him either.
By God.
There you go.
Kenneth Mobley said, ha ha. He was and is a scumbag. Kimberly Smith Hogg said he was the great divider. That's all.
Oh, yes, I'm the great divider. Oh, we don't need to quit our day job.
That's all he was good at, a social organizer. I don't even think he's worth a damn at that.
Yeah.
I don't believe he stopped doing what he knows how to do best. And Thornton Thomas just claims BS. By God. Shit of many words.
Yes.
All over America.
Yep. Dale Kocher said he was one of the worst.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Ruth McDonald Pierce said she didn't vote for it, and I doubt any other true American did either.
By God.
Mike Mackey says, obviously, they targeted a crowd who have only voted in 2 elections.
I've only voted in 2 elections. Voted for Richard by God Nixon, who was a businessman.
Let me say that.
He was not a crook. And I voted for Donald Duck, by God.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least on this segment 1 on the Grandpa and Pappy Show, Michelle Purviance Brown said, I don't believe it for a little bit. Rita Wiley Wright said, what? Where's the punchline? We've got a few.
That's great.
Lynn Butler said he was a disaster as a president. Mark Green said, I can't believe they even asked this question. He is the cause of all the racial tensions in this country today.
I do believe
which
that.
is led by Obama.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's running the show, I think.
Well, he's got a major,
Just my opinion.
major input into it. I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
Somebody needs to shoot a magic bullet.
We appreciate your opinions on that very thing, and it's.
That's right. We could all use a big yuck every once in a while.
Yes, we can. I mean, if you didn't think news was fake before, just take a look at that.
Yeah, just listen to us. We shall expose
Yes, we shall.
By God.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Pappy, we're going to talk about the lawsuit that President Trump filed against big tech.
Yeah.
And we ask our opinion makers out there, were you in favor of him doing that?
And as usual, you stepped up and told us.
We'll share those opinions with you when we come back from this quick break. First of
right
all,
back.
let's watch this.
I know this guy. I've talked to him on the phone. He knows his stuff. I know that.
About a week and a half ago, President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, filed a lawsuit against the big tech companies like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for not only banning him from any of the social medias, but banning average Americans like you and I to keep us from saying what's on our mind because we're conservatives or may have been a supporter of him in the past. It seems that the big tech companies have installed all of these algorithms now, and I know you've seen it, I've seen it, and we've had some of our opinions that was based on our show.
I've spent many days in Facebook jail because of that exact reason.
You're exactly correct. And they don't want you to be able to voice your opinion in any form or fashion except for the platform that they are supporting, which is the liberal left and the Democratic ideology, which is out there right now.
It's called communism.
And it's called communism.
Gestapo tactics.
So we ask you, our great listeners out there and viewers, Trump filed the lawsuit against big tech. Are you in favor of it or not? We'd like to hear from you. And
I am. Are you?
Came through.
I hope he sues the shit out of him myself.
And from what K-Bird and I have been watching on the news, there are more and more and more people that are getting in on this lawsuit.
Yeah.
So
maybe I ought to dive in.
What do you got there,
I
Karen?
need money.
Well, if you've been listening to the news over the weekend, Circleback Psaki said made Trump's case over the weekend or last Friday, I can't remember which, when she absolutely admitted to the censorship of different folks on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're saying that because of what she said, and so all weekend they spent trying to cover that little
gaff
up. So good girl, Circleback.
Hey,
and old Puckerberg even admitted it at one time. He said, "It's my platform. I can say whatever the hell I want."
Well, Facebook is in collusion with the government.
They are.
Yeah.
Big bucks. Bucks.
Well, let's see what you guys had to say about it. Mike Reesno said, "Good for him."
Yeah.
Facebook and Twitter can think they can just block anyone from expressing a different view than they have.
Yep.
If Americans can't express their freedom of speech on these platforms, they should be sued. It's funny that Iranian ayatollahs can put death to America and ask for jihad, and they're not blocked. Go figure. They're absolute bastards.
You know, that's the whole show right there in a nutshell, Mike. That is very well said, brother. Chris Schomburg said they're proud members of the Democrat criminal cartel. Our buddy Crawdaddy Crawford Young said, "I'm laughing my ass off because you're on Facebook to watch." Chris said, "We have to wake these sheep up on Facebook." Paul Edgar agreed, saying, "Yep." That's a good point. That's a good point, Crawdad.
That is correct.
That'll allow us to bitch before they shut us down.
There you go. There you go. Julie Fuller McWilliams said, "We need freedom."
Yeah.
And Dale Kocher agreed, saying, "Yep." Marsha Wilford said, "It's about time someone with balls stepped up and called them out.
Yeah.
Their fact checkers are either high on cocaine or are getting paid by the liberal Democratic Party."
Or all the above.
Yeah, and those fact checkers need to get out of their mama's basement.
Yeah.
Go find a real job.
Well, they're hiding down there with you-know-who's son. Brent Hardy says he has a very legitimate case. I'm glad it's a class action lawsuit. I'd like to get in on that, and I know Pappy would too. By God, Brent. Bet your ass I do. I need the money. Bart Gregory said, "Oh, hell yes. Go Trump." By God, well said, everybody.
Mike Tanner told us that big tech has taken themselves too seriously. Mary Harlan said it's a shame that it's taken a former president with guts to say enough.
Yeah.
No one should wield that much power to say that we can or can't say something. It is just not right.
Absolutely. Mark
Mark
Carrington told us, "You can't be on Facebook talking your opinion, so stop." It kind of sucks to live in a free country and told you can't talk. Marty
Ain't it so?
I guess they have the right to say that too. Marty Blackwell Briscoe said it's called freedom of speech, and Carlos Ramirez said, "We came to this country 15 years ago to escape the oppression of not being able to speak our convictions. Now it's happening again, only this time it's in America."
Mm-hmm. And with all this stuff going on down in Cuba right now, if you've been in a shell and you hadn't been watching the news, Cubans are rioting there on the of of Cuba against the communist regime. They say they've had enough. They want freedom.
That's right.
And for the longest time, no one in the Biden administration has even spoke about this.
Well, hell, they won't even go down to the Rio Grande, man.
Because, they're pushing communist and socialism here in America.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not saying enough, but I noticed yesterday where Biden is thinking, now here's the key word, thinking, about sending more people to the American embassy in Cuba. To do what? I mean, to do what?
He's already forgotten that thought.
To support the communist regime.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just that simple.
Absolutely.
The government, Biden, AOC, all of those leftist people are siding on the side of the communist regime.
Yeah.
Period.
I have a good idea.
Circle back even said that.
What? Circle back. I have a grand idea. Why don't we send them 2 socialist thinking people for one of the freedom fighters over there?
I'll go for that. Hell yeah, I'll go for that.
Hey, we'll make you a 5-to-1 deal, by God.
Yeah, we'll make you a 10-to-1 deal. What are you talking about?
Thin this deal right on out, by
Well,
God.
we could send
Yeah,
Bernie
absolutely.
Sanders.
Do what, Karen?
We could send Bernie Sanders, AOC, Biden,
Yeah.
Pelosi, Schumer, Schiff,
Ilyet Omar.
and then we would get 6 freedom fighters to come in and that believe in freedom.
By God.
Absolutely.
I like the way you
Because
think.
obviously they don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Russell Curlin said, yes, it is time that free thoughts and opinions flow.
Yep.
The one-sided thing is getting old and it's just driving this country further apart. Mike Davis agreed with Russell by saying, you damn right.
By God. You tell him, Russ. Well, Russ, tell it like it is. He's up Wyoming up on a mountain somewhere.
He will say that.
Yeah, he was raised by my mama's sister, so yeah, he speaks his freak. And close out segment 2 on this week's Grandpa and Pappy Show, Tony Haha said, yes, sir, the right thing to do. He can, but someone like me wouldn't have a chance against the corrupted judges we have that are getting bought off.
Bingo.
Allison Myers said, you are right. It was the right thing to do. And finally, Josh Thomas said, Jesus, at least y'all can finally call him a former president without wincing, so progress, I guess. Yeah, well, we don't have much of a choice, Josh.
No, we surely don't. We surely don't.
Get enough shoved
I
up
also
your
saw
butt.
yesterday, now you talk about hypocrisy in the greatest degree.
Yeah.
All of these riots that happened last year, all of the destruction,
Yeah.
all of the burning, all of the attacks on police that are still happening today, and not one person has been prosecuted for that. The January 6th thing yesterday, a guy that happened to go into the chambers, the House chambers, and he was videoed just standing there, not doing anything, holding a red and white Trump flag,
Yeah.
and not doing anything. He got sentenced to 8 months in jail
Yeah, that's
yesterday.
And stuck with a felony on his record.
Yeah, and stuck with a felony.
He's
That
now
is-
stuck with a felony.
pure BS is what that's called.
Now, I thought the scales of justice were even, but evidently they are not.
No longer. And all you corrupt politicians and wrongdoers out there better beware, because God is sending lightning bolts down to deal with you. If you don't believe me, I can show you a picture of a wall that just got struck.
Up in Seattle. Yeah.
I love that.
That was Minneapolis.
Or Minneapolis.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Minnehaha.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The big huge mural of George Floyd that Pappy is alluding to.
Yeah.
They have this huge wall up there with George Floyd and some private messages up there.
Yeah.
You know. But
I think all his followers should have been hand in hand, standing real close to that wall.
we shall overcome.
Yeah.
But anyway, the lightning strike destroyed that wall.
I've got a question too. You know, I mean, and it relates to BLM. Why is George Floyd? You know, the statue of Roosevelt they pulled
Theodore
down
Roosevelt,
to put up a George Floyd
Yep.
busk. Why is it white? I find that rather racist.
Maybe
myself.
they didn't
I'm
finish
offended
it.
by that.
Even Karen got that one.
It had to pose a question in a lot of people's mind. Why is it white?
That's a damn good question.
Guess it shows up better. I don't know.
Well, I guess so.
Maybe
I
they're
don't
not
know.
finished painting it, or
And do what, Karen?
maybe they're not finished painting it,
Oh, well, there
or
you go.
bronzing it, or doing whatever they do with it.
What the heck?
You mean that color washes off?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you
Wow.
the hypocrisy that's going on in this country right now. And,
Oh, man.
you know, we're having more and more folks that just say, okay, and I'm talking about folks of every color. I'm talking about white people, African Americans,
This color thing's got to
Hispanics,
stop.
the Native Americans, the Asians, and the attack on the Asians. What's going on with that up in New York City? If you're Asian, I wouldn't even go out on the streets in New York City. You're getting attacked
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
and shot at,
They are.
you know? And media, let's do something positive. A little African American girl was shot yesterday. Was it Chicago?
Chicago, I think,
Was
in the
sitting
head.
on a bench and drive-by shootings and shot and killed this little African American girl who was precious. Saw her picture. She's precious.
That's got to be fake news because they don't allow guns in Chicago.
So yeah, when are you people going to start covering that and start encouraging African Americans to start taking care of each other instead of killing each other?
Well,
There's too many people getting caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
And after that happened, all they could do was talk about gun control.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to control the guns of criminals.
Nope.
No matter how you put it. Chicago has the toughest gun laws, but yet most of the crime and shootings happen in Chicago. So you can't tell me that works. You can't take them around. Oh, it just irritates the
Well,
hell out
and
of
that dates back to the days of Indians, American Indians, turn in your guns and let the government take care of you.
Yeah.
Your
I see
ass.
how that worked.
Yeah. I worked for the government for a while, and I know that's bullshit.
Eddie Dixon out there is just going, oh, Jesus. Here.
Shaking his head like, what
Yeah.
the hell?
But we thank you for all of the opinions on the lawsuit filed by former President Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people getting in on it. So we'll see how that goes.
Good luck out there, Donald. And I know he'll win. He's a businessman. That's how he makes his money.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear something really funny?
Tell me.
You and I were talking on a previous show that one of the rumors about what Trump may do would be to run for Congress from Florida. Mm-hmm. Get in the House.
Yeah.
And if 2022 goes the way it's supposed to, Republicans will have control of the House again and would
right.
elect him as Speaker of the House. Well, there was a
Wouldn't
dumbass
Wouldn't that be a
politician.
bitch?
Dumbass politician yesterday heard the same rumor, so he is introducing a bill on the House floor, and correct me if I'm wrong, Special K, that prohibits Trump from ever being the Speaker of the House.
That is correct.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's something they don't even know is going to happen. I mean, oh my gosh.
Oh,
They're so
indeed.
delusional over...
They're so paranoid that he's going to
it's
have
like-
some kind of say.
I think you ought to be the president of Texas, is what I think. So.
Yeah, there you go. Let's just
Absolutely.
secede and get him
Yeah.
down here to run it.
Build that wall around us, by God.
But we appreciate everybody. And let's talk about our segment 3, and that is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now listen to this. Has blamed the fossil fuel execs for New York's subway flooding.
She must have been in charge of the big gate valve or something. How would she even dream that, you know?
The things that comes out of this broad's mouth, and I mean no offense to all of you ladies out there, but sometimes you
Talking
just
about an
need-
individual here.
Yeah,
Not at all.
yeah.
Not everybody in charge.
No, I would not insult women
No.
by putting her in the same category because this
We enjoy life.
donkey tooth woman needs to go back to serving drinks in a bar and having people listen to her
Go back to the
You know.
brothels.
that gives a darn.
Yeah.
Nobody here does. But anyway, she's blaming the fossil fuel executives for the flooding in the New York subway.
Well, they're all.
We asked you guys about it.
If it's true, they're all Democrats. Okay.
Well, we asked you guys about it, and John Underwood says that idiot thinks that Puerto Rico would be doing better if they would shut down all the fossil fuels and only use renewables. Puerto Rico only runs on 2% renewables and 98% fossil fuels. She's not all there.
She's what you call, in my circle of friends, cray-cray. Bob Baker told us that if that woman ever says something logical, then ask me how I feel about that. So far, nothing I've heard has made any sense from her. Marjorie Taylor agreed with Bob by saying that's just putting it straightforward.
I love what John Bossy said. He said, there was a time that people just ignored the village idiot.
Yeah.
Now they elect him to Congress.
You get tired of running into him on the streets.
John Rockholt said, now that is a true story. Alan Moffat told us to look up the word idiot in the dictionary, and her picture comes up.
See her picture right under the definition. Jerry Williams said she is an idiot, and there's not much more to say. Matt Bannister said, I thought we were the conspiracy theorists, or at least that is what they claim. Ingle Richards said, we all know she doesn't have a clue.
Shody pushed off short said, what a stupid female. Tony Haha said, I have learned that she is one-of-a-kind snowflake.
Yep.
To which Chody Pushsoft came back and said, you damn straight on the snowflake.
Yeah. By the way, Tony, it's your move in Words with Friends, buddy. He's been giving me hell in that game, that boy. He's actually got brain cells.
There you go.
And last but not least, to close out segment 3 of this week's show, Jaylyn Duffy said, I still can't believe the people of New York voted this idiot into office. She gives all intelligent women a bad name. Some of the things that come out of her mouth are just absolute lies, or she says things she has absolutely no idea about. Go back to bartending, girl. At least your drunk customers will think you're intelligent, but I don't.
That's greatness.
Oh, there you go. I love that.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
Right quickly, let's take a look at some viewer comments that came in. Our show on door-to-door vaccines drew some comments from listeners this week. Belinda Tatum said, all is okay until they knock on the wrong door. Tim Hollis asked them, how fast can you run?
I tell you what, I know Belinda Tatum pretty damn well. I would knock on her door unannounced. That little girl will pepper your butt. Tony Haha also commented on saying, tell him a wasted mind is wasting your time. And Bernie Schaefer said it is part of the NWO's plan to depopulate the planet. Get off my lawn, by God.
There you go. Allison Ramirez said our show on defunding the police was really good. It sounds like your viewers' opinions and mine are the same.
Yeah.
How can anyone want to do away or cut down our law enforcement agencies and expect to live a normal, peaceful life?
Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Well, they won't even show up.
Yeah.
And last but not least, James Edward Thompson told us the show on athlete turning her back on the national anthem and the flag is absolutely disgusting. I can't believe the U.S. Olympic Committee is not banning her from Summer Olympics. She's an embarrassment to her country and should not make the trip to Japan.
Bingo. I couldn't have said that better myself, James.
I'm surprised them little Asian boys over on the island of Japan are even allowing her ass to come in.
Well, that's true. And anyone that shows any kind of protest or anything will be escorted out of the country.
By God.
And that's a good thing. It's
Yep.
not allowed.
That's
not
right.
permitted.
That's right.
We hope you enjoyed our show today. If you'd like to make a comment, suggestion, or you have a question for the Grandpa and Pappy Show, it's very simple.
Yep.
Just send it to our email address at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or
you can hit us up on our show website page at www.grandpaandthenpappy.com. That's grandpaandpappy.com, where you see that big red button. Push it. We're numbers driven. We love subscriptions.
it's absolutely free.
I will issue a continuing challenge to each and every one of you little lovelies out there. Give us a show topic. Give us something to talk about. We love that. It's your show. We just put it on. You know?
And you can go on our Facebook group page,
Yeah.
where you'll see 90% of our opinions that are voiced here on this show before they even hit the air.
That's right.
So anyway, if you'd like to make a donation to the Burgers for Babies, on your screen right there, you'll see how to do that.
Yeah.
We encourage you to do that. If you're a fan of the Grandpa and Pappy Show, whatever you can afford, we would certainly appreciate a donation. That's coming up on September the 16th.
Or if you're just a fan for life in general, it's such a damn good cause. It's for the kiddos.
For the kids at
Make
Cook
yourself feel
Children's
good.
Medical Center
Help a
and
baby.
the
Help a
Children's
baby out.
Miracle Network.
Help a baby out.
We always close our show by telling you to reach out, hug your kids, and let them know you love them.
By God, let them know they're well loved right here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Two of me go
Yes,
by
they
God.
do. Until we see you next week, we want you to have a great weekend.
Take care of one another.
Absolutely. It don't cost them anything, Pap, to be nice to each other.
Not even a penny.
That's right.
Kind of like our show.
Yep.
Not even a penny.
God bless you. God bless America. And until we see you again, stay safe.
Have a great weekend. And Natalie, Papa's coming to see you, baby
Yes,
girl.
he is.
Going to celebrate that 4th birthday at the Mouse House, by God.
There you go. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Love
Bye-bye.
you guys later.